Hey guys, welcome back to Any Cafe. Hey weebs, we are back with another episode of the series which kept my channel alive during my periods because it's the only script easy enough to write even for Power who's too lazy to even flush the toilet. Enough beating around the bush, but now let's get to the main topic. Cause I'm not a masochist like Darkness, but I will surely become a sadist for her. Kaiju number 8 is a mixture of both Attack on Titan and Evangelion, but the main character is a 30 years old virgin. In short, this guy named Hibino Kopka didn't really saw his mother get eaten by a titan, Kaiju, but he actually wants to win the heart of his childhood crush. So he joined the Survey Corps to fight them, where his childhood crush Mikasa is the most top badass witch fighter and the leader of the corps, and the second in command, Captain Levi, are top men. But the problem is he's the complete opposite of them and the weakest until he swallowed a whole kaiju in one go and become one of the strongest kaijus to fight other kaijus. It's one of the best show of this season, and it's amazing the way this show balanced the goofiness and seriousness with dark and violent moments like a walk on the park, and delivered some of the hardest action scenes. And I'm sorry, but we're going to ignore Demon Slayer because I am not caught up with the latest season. As far as I've watched, I'm enjoying it, the slice of life and comedy moments despite the lack of action. Spice and Wolf, The Merchant Meets the Wolf is a show about a merchant who meets a wolf girl named Holo, whose age is somewhere near Friden and Beatrice's. Means she's a granny who's still in her 20s by the looks, and her features are that she likes to get naked in every 5 minutes, providing us with god tier fan service, which I can't get enough of. By the way, there's a lot of economics throughout the show. In short, the wise wolf Holo giving a lot of advice to the merchant Lawrence regarding his business, which includes a lot of economics and stripping. Believe me, I'm a commerce student and I didn't know economics can be this sexy and spicy. But students, jerking off during studies can cause your school's color to change into complete white from whatever the fuck it was before. A Condition Called Love is a romantic shoujo anime where they forgot to attach the tag isekai in it. This show tries to become an ordinary romance anime, but I really wanna know what kind of stuff the writer took before writing it, and think this is the most realistic piece of work there is. So this MC who looks like a serial killer dumped a girl in a cafe, but he immediately proposed this random stranger who was even present at that cafe even at that time. But this girl surprisingly accepted his proposal immediately, but she said she will only date him until December, which feels like adding an expiration date tag on their relationship, which will expire in December like a convenience store product. But by the end of the show, they decided to extend the period of their relationship for a lifetime, and they got laid in the classroom during lunch break, of course. First it was interesting, but then the story kind of fell off and becomes super boring. Whisper Me a Love Song is a romance anime which has really good music in it aside from gay girls. So I started watching this anime because of gay girls. I really enjoyed this show because of gay girls. I love the dynamics between the gay girls, and I will highly recommend this show to anyone because of The Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Ill Pride was one of my top favorite shows from this season. The world building of this show was incredible. In this world, there are evil magicians who are on war with the church, who wants to eradicate all the magicians for good and free the world from all evil. Among the magicians, the most powerful ones who rule over them are called archdemons, and our MC Zagan is also an archdemon. The story is about Zagan, who falls in love with a white-haired elf girl who also happened to be a slave, whom Zagan brought from an auction and lets her work as the maid of his mansion. So basically it's a romance with an interesting world building, and I really love Nefi's character. She's too cute and innocent, and if I were Kazuma, I would use steal on her to steal her virginity. Fellow Data Life fans, assemble, because the 5th season has arrived and it might be one of the best season of the entire franchise. That's how good it is. And not only that, if you are a member of the Kurumi worship cult, then this is the season where I felt that she shines the most with next level character development. Also, you get to know her backstory about how she became the first yandere magical girl in history. So yeah, do check it out. Windbreaker is the new delinquent anime that is set to be a replacement for the Tokyo Revengers fans. Now that only the final arc is left to adapt by the 4th season, Tokyo Revengers will be wrapping its story up for good this time, and Windbreaker is promising enough to satisfy the hunger of the fans for more gang wars and weird hairstyle. Although there isn't any supernatural elements in the story, but I think it's for the best. And the story is different and fresh. In short, it's about a gang of delinquents who protects the city and maintain peace. The fights are really good, and I love how goofy the characters are and so cool at the same time while fighting for the justice and helping the people of the city. Although 12 episodes are not enough to judge this series and compare it to Tokyo Revengers, but the first season of Windbreaker is really good and the future seasons looks promising. My Hero Academia season 7 is still airing, and yeah, it's good. MHA has its ups and downs all throughout its run, but now we are finally in the final war arc, which is not disappointing, at least for now, though MHA fell off somewhere in the middle, but now it's pulling itself up and the story is getting more and more interesting with all the character developments and Riku's transformation to Batman from Jordan Peterson. The last 2 seasons has been good enough to sit through painful season 4 and 5, at least it's worth it. If you have watched until season 5 and then dropped it, then I would highly recommend you to watch season 6 and 7 because it is worth it. Jellyfish Can Swim in the Night was a show that literally surprised me cause how good it is. I don't really watch idol animes, but I started watching it cause Studio Dogakure was working on it, you know, the studio of Oshinoko, and they don't disappoint because it is by far the most beautifully animated series with complex and engaging characters and a well written story. The music is also too good that it made me calm again and again until I wasted a full tissue paper roll just for wiping. I've watched at least hundreds of idol animes and I think it was one of my favorites among them. The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio was an interesting show about voice actors who are working in the anime industry. The story revolves around the rivalry of 2 teenage girls who coincidentally happens to be from the same school, even in the same class, where a lot of drama happens. Sometimes it was interesting, but sometimes it felt a little cringe, and by the 3rd episode it certainly became a Yuri just for a moment. Overall, it's a decent watch. You can give it a try, at least for the bathtub scene. Also, the voice acting was really good to the point that it was praiseworthy. Also, a little ironic, the voice acting of an anime is good, which itself is about voice acting. Studio apartment, good lighting, Angel included, is another generic harem anime where we follow our branded MC who lives alone in his one-room apartment. One day, an angel suddenly appeared in his house and started cooking and babysitting this guy. Then he added a Yuki Onna into his harem, then a vampire lolly, and then a kappa girl. Also, a single human who has to be the childhood friend, but he will not fuck anyone and act like he doesn't know what a dick is. If you enjoy this type of harem, then you can go for it. It's not that bad. I had a decent time watching it. Unnamed Memory is the underrated gem of the season. It's a romantic fantasy series that the story revolves around a prince named Oscar who's cursed by the witch of silence when he was a kid, and during his quest of trying to find a cure, he meets the witch of Azura Moon, Tinasha, a beautiful woman who is hundreds of years old but still in her 20s, and falls in love with her. This is a beautifully written love story with a lot of fantasy elements. This show is just too good, especially the ending. Rather than ending, it was a cliffhanger actually, which sets the stage for season 2, which I never stopped coming. This twist at the end of the story left me completely speechless. The next season will be airing on January, which will conclude the story. I highly recommend it to the fans of romance and fantasy. Believe me, you won't regret it. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and let me know which hashtag you like in the video. Thank you Reshu for helping with this video. As always, peace out.